Hi, my name is Dr. Mark Barone. I'm here to talk to you about ProArgin. ProArgin is a new product that is formulated using amino acids, L-Arginine and citrulline, along with some other essential vitamins and minerals. Citrulline is a parent molecule of L-Arginine. L-Arginine produces nitric oxide in the body. Besides being an amino acid that is for the building blocks of protein, it's also a messenger. And what it does is that it stimulates endothelial tissue to produce nitric oxide. Endothelial tissue is found in all your capillaries, lung, heart, vascular system, and lymphatic system. Endothelial tissue creates nitric oxide in the body, and the nitric oxide response is the first stimulus of your immune system. You would know nitric oxide by getting a scratch and seeing a red mark surface. That red mark is actually nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is DNA encoded, and what that means is that it goes after anything foreign proteins. It's bactericidal. It stimulates different pathways in the body for the immune system to respond to. The endothelial tissue is one cell thick, and it lines the entire body. Every single cell actually comes in contact with an endothelial tissue, and the reason for it is so that nitric oxide actually can come in contact with the cell. There are three different types of nitric oxide in the body. First is neuronal nitric oxide, which is found in the brain, and it's responsible for the regulation of neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are responsible for thoughts and actions. Too high level of neurotransmitters will create problems like anxiety, sleep disorders, and mood alterations. Too low nitric oxide levels, you'll get Alzheimer's, dementia, senility. One of the tests for an older person is a low nitric oxide level, and you're almost guaranteed to get Alzheimer's disease. Nitric oxide in the brain, nitric oxide is responsible for angiogenesis, which is the creation of blood supply, neurogenesis, which is nerve supply, opiates, and reduced local swelling. The next nitric oxide is inducible nitric oxide. It's responsible for cell regeneration, protein synthesis, and collagen formation, and as long as it's bactericidal, which means that it kills bacteria in the cells. What we see here is the clinical effect of nitric oxide being used on 2 moles. We had a patient who actually had 2 moles, one on the right shoulder, one on the left. After she had them removed, she actually took the ProArgin, made a poultice out of it, and stuck it directly into the wound. The next one on her other side, she just let it heal. So what you're looking at is the first one, which is the nitric oxide response, which produced the collagen formation, reduced the local swelling, and healed. The second one is just the normal way the body would heal it, and you can still see the scarring. Inducible nitric oxide stimulates repair in the body, and what it does, it accelerates it anywhere between 100 and 1,000 times once it's initiated. The repair that nitric oxide does stimulate in the body is the cellular regeneration of collagen, and it forms protein, which is what repairs the body. When you get a scab wound, that is actually a byproduct of nitric oxide response in the body. Vascular nitric oxide is the third oxide in the body. It's responsible for your heart, your lungs, arteries, veins, and lymphatic system. Nitric oxide causes vasodilation in both the arteries and the veins. Vasodilation is the opening of the blood vessels. When you have the arteries increasing in dilation and opening up, you get more blood supply, which brings more oxygen to the body. When you have it in the veins, it gets rid of more waste material. The most important aspect of nitric oxide in the body affects your metabolism, and it affects your pancreas, your sugar levels, your leptin levels, which is a hormone produced in the brain that processed sugar shuts down. And leptin is a hormone for satiety and for body fat composition. And once it's shut off, your metabolic conditions changes. And that is why you can actually be trying to lose weight and eating, and you're even eating less calories, but you're still gaining weight, is because your leptin levels have been shut off. Nitric oxide stimulation actually will switch back the leptin levels. So one of the byproducts of using ProArgin will be a difference in how your body regulates sugar, which will then affect you by losing weight. One of the byproducts of metabolic condition is the process of sugar and fructose and glucose. Okay, what's happened is that because of all the processed foods that we're eating, we're getting exposed to just too much of it. Nitric oxide helps with metabolic disorders, diabetes, obesity, cardiovascular disease, and perivascular fat. What it does is that when nitric oxide is cascaded in the body, and how you do that is by taking a scoop of ProArgin every day. It initiates in the body where you have a 8 to 10 hours of nitric oxide production in the body. What that does is then starts to regulate your blood sugar levels, and since your leptin levels are starting to switch back on, it's regulating your body fat composition and your satiety. So you will find as a byproduct that what you would normally find, let's say, satisfying with eating a lot of sugar will start to diminish, and that craving will go away. Nitric oxide is considered the healing molecule of the body, even before this ever came out. The studies done back in the 90s, which actually won the Nobel Prize for medicine, shows that nitric oxide is a key essential mechanism of the body to regulate metabolic disorders. It is the first line of your defense. Okay, after you initiate, nitric oxide levels start to ramp up, your immune system then starts to come into play and starts to take care of what the problems are. Without nitric oxide response, your immune system doesn't really function. And that's why after the age of 50, because the channels of absorption are being blocked because of plaquing, your body starts never initiating nitric oxide even though it's there. But what happens is that your immune system is getting sluggish, and that's why we get ill as we get older. As you get older, the plaque builds up, and what happens is there's no pathway for the body to absorb the L-Arginine to initiate a nitric oxide response. So what happens by taking ProArgin is that the concentration of L-Arginine is in such a way that actually rotor-rooters the channel to open back up, which causes the vasodilation, and your arteries then start to go back to how they were when they were younger. It actually stops the hardening of the artery and helps reverse that. Because as we said before, part of it is the collagen production. And collagen is actually what's produced for the elastin tissue. So it actually reverses the hardening of the artery, which in long-term effects lowers blood pressure, any possible strokes, any possible aneurysms. Once nitric oxide is stimulated in the body, and the body is now on a healthy road to recovery, what it's going to do to your vascular supply, both your arteries and veins, it's going to change any hardening that you're having, and it's actually going to take a broken down pathway and bring it into a superhighway mode again. One of the problems with metabolic disorders is perivascular fat. And you know, perivascular fat, especially on men, when they get older, they get this gut and they think that it's hard as a rock and they think it's muscle, but it's not. It's actually hard fat, which is actually very, very damaging to the body. One of the things that nitric oxide does is that it reverses that. It will take perivascular fat and change it from a hard fat to the soft fat, but it will actually diminish the perivascular fat, which another thing is that it causes you to lose weight because of it. The medical effects of obesity are very well known. One of the situations that will happen by taking this product is that you will start to reverse this. If you watch your diet, which is essential for all of us, and we start taking this product, we will start altering the problems that obesity causes in our body, which is a product of metabolic disorders. The medical effects of obesity are diabetes, liver disease, heart disease, cancer risks, type 2 diabetics, and mood disorders. The other great risk that we have with metabolic disorders is coronary heart disease. And everyone knows what that is. It's basically plaquing and fat depositions inside the arterial and venous walls. L-Arginine is based on real science and real facts. Nitric oxide reactivates your leptin, your insulin, and thermogenesis. Thermogenesis is the production of heat by the body to burn off excess sugars. So the byproduct is, instead of your body storing the sugar as fat, it burns it off as heat. Nitric oxide repairs blood vessel damage. It reduces fatty deposits, prevents new fat deposits, and creates thermogenesis in the body. ProArgin, which has actually been looked at by the doping agency of the Olympics and has passed, actually works wonders with athletes. Helps with weight loss, cell repair, and endurance. ProArgin has passed the test of the anti-doping agency. What they found in doing their studies is that it reduces lactic acid onset by up to 23%, which means you can train harder and longer. ProArgin has also been accepted by the World Olympic Committee. ProArgin is actually in the Physician's Desk Reference, which is the basic Bible of drugs in the United States. It actually is considered the most potent L-Arginine on the market today. ProArgin came into my life through a friend of mine, Dr. John Warnock. He came by my house, and at the time I have problems. I've broken my neck. I've herniated 3 discs. I had a tremendous problem with my right leg with walking. I couldn't bend my knee, and I was up for knee replacement surgery. He came over to my house, gave me a bottle of it, and I started on it. For 3 days, nothing happened at all. The next 9 days, I was in an incredible amount of discomfort and pain because it was actually acting as a vasodilator. And it was opening up all my blood vessels where all the damage was in my trunk of my body. On day 9 and 10, my pain levels dropped by 50%. By day 12, my pain levels were gone, just about 90%. Within 2 weeks, my knee function came back, and instead of having to take 1 step at a time, I was actually able to run up and down the stairs. I got involved with the product because I believe in it, because it's actually a product that works. The only other product that I ever felt that affected me this drastically is when I broke my neck and they gave me morphine. So for me, this has been an incredible experience. It actually does exactly what it says it's going to do. The sad but positive situation is the worse you are, the better results you get. Which seems a little bit funny, but it's really not. I recommend everybody stays on a product for at least 90 days to get your maximum benefit. And once you're on this product, you're not going to want to stop, because you'll actually feel the difference when you stop taking it. Okay, and being at my age 62, I already was in that category. I wasn't producing any nitric oxide in my body because I was having plaquing. I was on blood pressure medication. I've actually been able to come off of it now. It has changed my body that radically. I've lost 6 kilos, and mostly of body fat, which has also helped me. To find out more about ProArgin, you should go to our website, YouThriveHealth.com, which is YouThriveHealth.com. There you'll find more information concerning this product, and you'll find actually that we put on seminars in different locations. If you're interested in finding out more, you can also purchase the product through YouThriveHealth.com. Thank you for listening. I hope this has helped you, because it's helped me. And because it's helped me so drastically, I just want to turn more people onto this so that you can actually get the same benefits that I've gotten. Thank you.